Hello everybody, welcome back to a new video. In today's video, I'm going to go over the catalog flashback for the Midnight Sale 2018 on Roblox. So let's get started. And if you don't know what the catalog flashback series is, it's pretty much a series where I go over a past catalog update or event that happened on Roblox in the past, just for nostalgia's sake, because it's fun to look back at some of the things Roblox has done in the past and see how they have changed in the modern day. So I'm going to go over the Midnight Sale, which is a sale that they hosted around the end of June times, and it typically happened during the very late hours of the nighttime, as it was for the summer solstice, which is around the end of June as well. So this sale was typically shorter than the normal sale, around 3 days only, usually the Friday, Saturday, Sunday instead of the usual Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. So this one will be a 2-part only catalog flashback. I'll be going over the first day as well as the first half of the second day in this part, and then in the second video I'll be going over the second half of the second day as well as the third day. So yeah, let's get started. So this first wave of things here are these sleepy sloth items, and we typically had a sleepy animal series each midnight sale. There were the sleepy owls in the past, sleepy tortoises, so there were quite a few different ones that they have released, and this is the one that they did for this sale right over here. And they actually started this sale off pretty early, with it starting at around 3 p.m. my time, which was around 12 p.m. for Roblox's time. So this was a very early start to the sale, but this is actually the only early wave of the sale. For some reason they started a bit early, but they continued back with the late time releases for the rest of the sale. But we did get all 4 of the items in this series right over here. We got this blue one, which was 75 Robux for 2 days right over there, and they each doubled in price. So this one was 150, the next one was 300, and the last one was 600. So all these doubled in price. They were available for the same amount of time right over here before going off sale. They're actually pretty cool, and I think most of them actually go in a different position, so you can actually wear a lot of them at the same time. So that's pretty cool. This is the cheapest one. It's a pretty nice one. It's not available anymore, but if you got it when it was still available, it was a pretty nice limited time item to get. Same with the green one, not available anymore, but it's a pretty nice one to have gotten. Same with the red once again, not available, but a pretty nice one. And the only one that has returned is this brown one. And you might think it didn't do that well as it started off at 600, but it unfortunately did go back on sale before it did go limited, and they wanted to make it limited during the period where they were making old items limited again in 2022. However, they did bring it back on sale for a few minutes before that, and because Roblox hasn't released really much around that time for a while, people had a lot of Robux stored up as they haven't bought anything. So when they brought this item back along with some other items, it ended up getting a lot more owners than it had originally, unfortunately, and a lot of them are still active, so it's not doing that great. Had it went limited originally without going back on sale, it probably would have profited, but unfortunately, as it does have a lot more active owners now, it's not doing that great. So that's pretty sad. It does go up quite a bit if it does sell a few times, so hopefully maybe it'll become profitable again, but it's pretty unfortunate for the original owners that it did not do so well on return. Now moving on, we did get a couple of new items. We got this Princess of Storms for 150 Robux, as well as this Sleepy Time cap for 50 Robux over here. So first off, this Princess of Storms item, it's a pretty cool hair accessory. It is a retexture of this Princess of Thunder, which is the same price, 150 Robux. So pretty cool. It's a nice looking item. It did pretty decent, has a couple thousand favorites, so not too bad. If you were able to get this one, it is still available today. Same with the Sleepy Time cap. This one's a pretty cool one. I don't think it is as cheap anymore, as the price floor update probably made it go a bit more expensive, but it's still a pretty nice item nonetheless. It is a variant of this Starry Sleeping cap as well as this purple and white version here as well. Now moving on, we did get 2 new items as well. We got this Overseer Oversleeper Sleep Mask for 200 Robux that was on a timer for 12 hours, as well as this All-Nighter Pit 2, which is a regular item that released for 150 Robux. And this mask is a part of a series of Overseer sleeping themed items that released during various midnight sales. We have the original right over here, the Overseer Oversleeper, which is also limited right over here. And then we have this teddy bear, which is actually a very popular item, as it's one of the few items you can actually hold in games. So it was a pretty cool one to have been released from the series, but it's probably the only one that's recognizable from the 3. So over here we do have the sleep mask, which you can see actually ended up going limited at a future point right over there. It did end up getting up quite a few owners right over there, around 5,000. It did end up doing pretty decent. It definitely profited from the original price, so if you were able to get it originally, you're definitely able to make a nice profit. It seems to be doing pretty decent too, so not too bad to have gone limited if you were able to get it originally from this sale. And this All-Nighter Pit 2 is a pretty cute looking owl. It looks like it's been awake for a bit too long, but definitely not too bad. If you wanted to get this one, it is still available for 150 Robux. So that ends off the first day right over there. Definitely a good amount of new items, but we do continue on with the next day. And we do see here a kind of trend that happens with some of these timed items, as around this time the timer feature was kind of broken and items stayed on sale after the timer ended, which made them get a couple hundred more owners in some cases, but they did end up going off sale eventually. But they did break a bit, so for a few hours they did stay on sale a bit longer than anticipated. anticipated. Right over here, we did get a new item, this Dreamy Luna moth wings for 1,200 Robux. These are actually a pretty cool looking pair of wings right over here. They do also have a matching antenna, so not too bad, pretty nicely detailed. Even though they are on the more expensive side, they're a pretty nice item to have gotten, and it is still available today if you do want to get this one. Now moving on, this is probably the big wave of the sale. We got 5 new limiteds at the same time right over here at midnight for the second day. We got the Midsummer horns for 3,000 Robux with 10,000 stock, and we got this Emperor of the Sky series right over here, which there are 4 of that also released at the same time here. So starting off with these horns, these were definitely probably the most controversial thing of the sale, and one of the more controversial limiteds that actually ever released, because they started off for 3,000 Robux, which is a very high price on its own. However, they also released with 10,000 copies. So this actually took over a year to sell out because not many people actually could afford it, and there were just way too many copies to go around. And as you can see, it still has not recovered from that, even though it has been years. So it has been doing better as of recently, a bit more than it has in the past, so maybe eventually it'll go back up to a profitable amount, but unfortunately since its release it has not. But they're still a pretty cool item nonetheless, and if you do want to get it, it is still available right over here as limited item. Next up right over here we have this Emperor of the Sky series, which I actually quite like this one. I know it's a pretty underrated one, not many people actually do enjoy it, but I definitely thought it was a pretty nice and unique kind of style for a crown right over here. So first up we had this Onyx one, which was actually the rarest and most expensive one here. It was 500 Robux with only 8,000 copies, so it was actually pretty rare. It ended up going to around 20,000 upon original release, so it was very expensive. Of course it has died down a bit, but still it was profitable and it's still doing pretty good right now for original owners here, so not too bad. This was the next rarest one right over here. Amethyst was half the price of the Onyx one, had 500 more copies. Also it's doing pretty good as well, so not too bad for original owners. You're definitely able to make a profit. Same with Amber, was only 100 Robux, 500 more copies once again, and also is doing pretty decent here too, so not too bad for this one either. And Aqua was the cheapest at 75 Robux, so this one was very affordable to many users. This one had the same amount of copies as the Midsummer horns, so that was definitely very interesting that it released for over 30 times cheaper and had the same amount of copies available, so pretty interesting there, but it's a nice item to get, and you were definitely able to profit if you got it originally. So yeah, that was the first day as well as the second day, first half of that day. Definitely some pretty good things here, not too bad to start off the sale. Definitely a good amount of limiteds here, some timed items, and some nice new releases. So in the part 2 video, I'll be going over the rest of the releases for the second day as well as the third day and the items are released then. But yeah, that is much of this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.